Hello, 7th graders. Your new video is on three-dimensional figures. And so, first of all, a three-dimensional figure, it's just a figure that does not lie on a plane. It's three-dimensional, 3D. It has length, width, and depth. Okay, so it's not flat. It's not just a flat picture. A face could be any flat surface of a solid shape that looks like a polygon. So, and I will show you an example of what I mean there. It's one of the flat sides of a 3D figure. An edge is a segment formed by the intersection of two faces. So like the edge of a box, the edge of your desk, right? An edge. Prism, a three-dimensional figure with two parallel and congruent polygon faces called bases. So there's two bases to a prism, okay? A top and a bottom, or if it's laying on its side, it might look like it's on the left and the right. The other faces have to be rectangles if it's a prism. And a height is the length of the edge joining the bases. And I'm going to show you an example of that too. A cube is a rectangular prism with faces that are all squares. So it's just a box, right? A 3D box. A cube normally has equal sides. A cylinder has two congruent parallel bases that are circles. So like a soup can has a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom. And then it's just connected on the sides. A pyramid, we should know what a pyramid looks like if you think of like the Egyptian pyramids. It comes to a point, right? That point is called a vertex. And then the sides of a pyramid are going to be triangles. And then the bottom of the pyramid can be any shape you want it to be, actually. You name it by the shape of the base. So if the base is a rectangle, it's called a rectangular pyramid. If the base is a hexagon, it'd be a hexagonal pyramid. A cone is like a witch's hat. So it would have one base, which is a circle, and then it comes to a point, one vertex. And a sphere is just a ball, okay? It's a set of all points in space that are same distance from a center point. It's a basketball, a softball, a tennis ball, a soccer ball, anything that's round, okay? Would not include a football because that's not round. Okay, so for part of your assignment that we're going to be going through tomorrow, you're going to have to draw some of these figures. And it tells you to use graph paper, but I actually like using what's called dot paper, which is what I have here on the screen. I think it works a little better. So if I wanted to draw a triangular prism, so prism means box, right? The triangular means that the bases, remember a prism has two bases, so the bases have to both be triangles. Okay, so when you're drawing on dot paper, you have to be careful because you need to make sure that you go diagonally when you're drawing your bases. Okay, so first I'm going to make a triangle. There's my top of my box, okay? And if they don't tell you like what the height should be, you can make it whatever you want to be, whatever you want it to be. So let's just say I wanted it 2 units high. And so basically you can't see the back side of the figure, okay? But there would be like sides that you can't see back here, like the back half of it would be back there, right? So the rest of the box, like you can't see it, okay, but it is there. If I wanted to do, oh gosh, let me get some graph paper and I'll show you the difference, like how you do it on graph paper too. Okay, I didn't have any luck finding decent graph paper to use on the computer, so we'll just have to go over it in class tomorrow. But here are some of the shapes that I've been talking about. This one right here would be called a cone because it has a circular base, one circular base, and it comes to a point called a vertex. This one is a cube, You could also call it a rectangular prism, remember, because a square is a rectangle. So even though it's a square with all equal sides, right, a 3D square, which is a cube, you could also call it a triangular prism, or a square prism, I guess, if you wanted to. This one is a cylinder because it has two circular bases, and then it's connected. This one, right here, you can't see all of the sides, but you can imagine that the other half looks just like this half. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there must be 3 sides in the back, which would make it a hexagonal pyramid. Okay? It is not a prism because it doesn't have another, it would have to have another base up here. The difference between a prism and a pyramid is that a pyramid comes to a point. So this one would be a hexagonal pyramid. This one, it doesn't look like the sides are even, so it would be a rectangular pyramid, again, because it comes to a point. And then this one is a sphere. And so we will talk about that more tomorrow. Have a good night.